So I'm just going to update you guys on what's going on so far. I have been working on the exhaust system for this car. So we just started with a flange and just random pieces I had laying around, and so far it fits pretty well. So I'm just about to sink some welds at each of these joints, as well as I've been working on the drive shaft hoop. So you can see it sitting up on top of the trans right now, but I've got my spots ground where I need it to weld to. And then I just need to grind some of that paint off so I can tack them on and then pull that down and actually weld it really good. Because we don't want to spit a drive shaft out on the street or on the track. That would really not be good news. So we're going to go ahead and get that welded. We'll get this exhaust welded up. It's not here, but we'll get it welded up so we can get it on the downpipe, and then we'll give it a fire and see how it sounds. As well as the radiator is supposed to be in tomorrow. Oh, I completely forgot to show you guys what I had done. So I cut the grill out, and now it looks so happy. So I don't know if I like that or not, but it's going to work. It's going to get some good airflow in there. That's all we're really worried about. But I'll have to pull that out so I can cut for the radiator. I will film that for you guys. But everything else is coming along nicely. So everything fits pretty good. Let's get this welded up. Just like that, it's all welded up. Not the best of welds, but they'll work. So let's get it stuck back in and we'll see how it sounds. Fires up, no problem, first start. Every time. Alright, so you gotta check this out. My radiator came in and I've got my E-fans now. So we have our Griffin radiator and our Mishimoto E-fans. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hurry and just cut the top of this frame out with our plasma cutter. And then we can get the radiator set in there, the fans, get it all buttoned up, and we'll go for a drive. How about that? Well, she's a beaut, Clark. And it should look something like that. Plenty of room to spare. Okay, well, the wind blew over and broke my camera stand, so I got frustrated and didn't film anything else. I apologize. But here's where we are at so far. We got the intercooler on. The radiator is in with its fans. So we've got the fan set up to push. We got plenty of airspace between the radiator and the turbo. The turbo has its turbo blanket on. It's wrapped. I got the belt on, the serpentine belt. I ended up making a bracket out of one that I had. You can see where I drilled it a couple of times. Let's see how awful that is. So there's 3 holes. It's fine. It works. I drilled and tapped my steam port, which That is not the way it's going to stay. That is not right. That hose is way too high. They didn't have any 90-degree MPT fittings anywhere I went, and they only had one 1/8" MPT to barb, so that will get fixed, and I need to buy some more. But what I'm currently up to is when I start this belt just sits and whips around, which I don't like. It needs a little more stability, so I have this guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to cut up some of these sockets, since that guy fits in there perfect. Then I'm going to find one that's just the right length, and I'll use a washer in between those two to help hold it in place, and a washer on this front side. And that should take care of that, and hopefully I don't spit a belt out, but everything's looking pretty good. Got my new blow-off valve in. Wastegate's plumbed. I need to do my fuel pressure regulator, still needs to be hooked up to the vacuum source. That's one reason I need one of those other NTP fittings, but so far everything is looking pretty good. I still need to get a new battery too, by the way. And we're just topping the coolant off. Oh, also, I need to fix my drive shaft tube still. That will be the next thing I do. It's just hanging out. Would you look at that? It appears I have the right length already. It just needs to be drilled out on the inside, but it is a 7/16 double deep. But as far as the placement, that should put that pulley just perfect, so we'll do that so that this doesn't have as much slop right here. That's quite the distance span between the alternator and the crank, so I'd say that's at least 1.5 feet almost. It's a little over a foot. We'll just say that. It'll be fun trying to drill these out though, because these are hardened, so I need to drill both of these, and I gotta cut this one down. It's way too long. Well, I don't have a drill that will fit that size that I need, so we'll just open it up by hand. Just make it nice and oblonged. Well, it at least looks legit. Sort of. Well, I guess looks and actually running are two different things, so let's go ahead and start this and see if it actually stays in place or if it backs that bolt out. Sounds good. Well, that felt horribly, so we are just going to go ahead and move on, because that's what we do. So, I need to weld up this guy. So let's hurry and pop some tacks on it and bring it down, and then we can really sink some beads into it and be done. I don't know if I've shown this yet. The car's looking pretty good. So I've gotten some of this exhaust all done up. Need to just get a couple more pieces, but not too bad so far. Alright, so we got that drive shaft hoop welded back in place. I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to spray paint it so it doesn't rust. We will just go ahead and stuff that back up in the car, and then we will get the car down, and then we should be good to go. Eh? Well, the drive shaft hoop is in. Fits pretty decent. It'll at least catch it if it breaks, but now we can get this thing down.